All right, it's officially becoming official. Alex Rodriguez and Marc set to take over as the new owners of the Minnesota Timberwolves, a process that started all the way back in 2021 when they agreed to purchase the team from owner Glenn Taylor for $1.5 billion. It was set up in like a 3-tier payment system where they would gradually take over as the majority shareholders. They already own 40% of the team. They're going to be buying up this final 40% that was due on December 31st. It looks like everything's good to go, and they're taking over a franchise who's been one of the worst in the NBA since coming into the league. They've had one conference finals won with Kevin Garnett, but now find themselves having maybe their greatest season in franchise history atop the Western Conference. They have a young superstar in Anthony Edwards, some older vet guys like Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and this is a team that looks like, could feel like they're actually ready to make some hay in the Western Conference playoffs. I mean, if you look at it last year, they got bounced in the first round to eventual champions Denver. They kind of pushed Denver. You know, it wasn't a super easy series for the Nuggets, even though they won in 5 games. They kind of ran through everybody. So this could be a real deal for them. And they've been taking over, kind of involving themselves in the day-to-day over this process, get acclimated to what it's like being an owner with this team. And this is good news for the city of Minnesota, Minneapolis, where they play, the whole state in general. The sale agrees to keep the team in Minnesota. There have been some talks about possibly relocating the franchise, getting them out of there. They're going to have a basketball team. And look, they show up. If the team's good, they show up. The crowds have been awesome. I've caught a couple games so far this season. They're showing up. They're putting butts in the seats. And this is kind of a really big thing. You got like a flashy celebrity owner in A-Rod who's been getting involved, and they're really doing a good job. Apparently, they've been very involved over the past few years in helping build the rosters, make moves, hiring the new president of basketball, pushing for that Rudy Gobert trade, which looked like it was going to be a disaster trade, one of the worst. And now it's turning out great for them. He's been awesome for these guys. They had already owned 40% of the team. They now take over the final 80% of the Timberwolves. And this is a franchise that really needs juice. They really need this kind of fresh energy, fresh blood, because like I said, they've been pretty much awful their entire time in the league. A couple of good seasons with Kevin Garnett, a lot of bad ones in between there. So hopefully they have the right ownership in charge. The real question is, what are they going to do moving forward? They are hurtling towards a roster problem with the salary cap. They got way too much money coming up here that they're going to have to pay guys. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns both due for new max deals. Anthony Edwards could be getting a super max here in a minute. Rudy Gobert's expensive. They have a lot of expensive role players. They're already over the first tax luxury at $13 million. And that second tax apron that was just put in this season at $17 million is really, really punitive. The question is, how much money are these two guys even willing to spend? You know, you've got to spend money to be a successful owner in sports, but how much are you willing to spend? You just bought the team. You are now just starting to reap the rewards of getting butts in the seats with a good team. You need an extended playoff run. That's all profit for these guys because they basically budget for the regular season. So if you're going to the playoffs, it's a ton of money in the bank. And I think they're going to be a little flashy. I think they're going to try and spend. If they think they are this close, which I kind of think the Timberwolves are for real, going to be honest, you're going to have to go spend that money. You got to keep Anthony Edwards first and foremost and try and build a competitive team around him. But it seems like they're trusting the process, putting the right guys in place to ultimately make these decisions. Maybe they drag this thing out for a couple years because, you know, championship windows close way faster than everybody thinks they're going to. They're here and they're gone in an instant, so you got to capitalize on them when you can. But it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out for them moving forward. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Think it's a good move for the new ownership? You like A-Rod, flashy celebrities like Magic Johnson involved in ownership groups to help bring some life? What do you think about the Timberwolves? Are they a real deal this year? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you haven't already, click that like button, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We got new sports content every single day. If you want to support the channel more, help me out a lot, join the channel memberships. You get access to early videos, exclusive content, badges, emojis, things to use for the live streams throughout the year. Really helps me out a lot, allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.